everyone, and welcome back to another video. I, as always, am Riz, and this is more Umamusume Cinderella Grey, episode 19. I'm very excited for this one. In large part, just because I don't know where we're going to go from here exactly. I mean, we might just go straight to the Arimakinen. I mean, I don't imagine we would jump into the Arimakinen this episode, but I'm pretty sure there's only like, half a month. No? Yeah. No, a month. A month's distance. I was thinking in the game it's 2 turns, but each turn is 2 weeks. A month's distance between the Japan Cup that we just saw and the Arimakinen. And we know that Oguri is going to be in the Arimakinen along with Tamamo Cross. I assume along with Super Creek. And then, Dick the Striker said she's going to be in it, so the Arimakinen might be huge. But yeah, sorry, before we get into that stuff, I do want to say thank you all for all of the wonderful discussions that we got to have in the comment section of episode 18. That was fantastic. I got to, I learned more about the differences in the turf in Japan versus America, and how dirt courses are apparently more common in horse racing in America. I didn't know that, and I am an American, I've never been into real life horse racing, so I just didn't know. I was told about the foreign Uma, Pay the Butler, and that was really cool. And we got to talk a lot more about the zone and the kinds of mechanics or whatever of that. I also, a week ago, so a week after my episode 18 reaction was up, just in that time where there wasn't a new episode to react to, I did actually make a post that, granted, no one commented on, and that's fine. But I was talking more about the zone and my questions and thoughts about it. And so, I'll link that in the description if you want to see that post where there's more detail there. But, just a couple things are what is the zone? Did Obey Your Master and Tony Bianca enter it, that kind of thing, right? And just as a quick thing, I came to the conclusion that the zone, and I'll amend what I said in the post just a little bit. I said that the zone wasn't on or off, it was a spectrum, and I still believe that, but I think it's either you're not in the zone or you are in the zone, but then once you're in the zone, it's not full force all the time because of what Obey Your Master said at one point, and that's where I pulled that from. Again, if you want more details, check the post. And then did Obey Your Master enter the zone? Did Tony Bianca enter the zone? For Obey Your Master, I think yes, but it was a lesser. It was weak, it was imperfect, it was unstable. Again, she mentioned that herself. Tony Bianca, I'm inclined to say no. And the main reason for that is just because Tony Bianca didn't get a title card where Tamamo Cross and Obey Your Master did. And does that mean that she didn't enter the zone? No, but I feel like the title card right now is the best indicator of someone who has entered the zone, because aura has been a thing since forever, even if you're just looking at Cinderella Grey. I think it was episode 3 is what I pinpointed as the earliest concrete instance of an aura. So I don't know, but yeah, if you're interested in reading any more of that, just a little bit more expanded, check below. So yeah, just to wrap that up, thank you all so much for the discussion. It was a lot of fun. It's, part of the reason that I enjoy doing this. I like that aspect of it, right? The discussion aspect, the engagement. So I appreciate it. And yeah, we're moving on from the Japan Cup, from the International Horses arc kind of thing. They all went back home. Obey Your Master did say she was going to return for next year's Japan Cup, but of course that's a whole year away. We have plenty of story in the meantime. So it's going to be exciting. I don't know what to expect aside from what I've talked about as far as prepping for the Arimakinen and who all might be involved. I don't know if Oguri's going to look more into unlocking the zone for herself, if she's going to seek out, Tamamo Cross for help, or if Dick the Striker's going to reach out to her, or if March might be involved somehow. I love the Kasamatsu crew, so I'll always be happy if they get more involvement, but I'm not necessarily expecting it. So there's that. Aside from that, the only thing that I'm currently expecting is I'm interested to see, I'm assuming that the OP is going to change at least a little bit, right? Because, there are a couple scenes that involve the foreign Uma, and I don't think that they're still going to be in the OP. And I don't think that they would, I don't want to say cheap out, but considering how they've changed the OP for smaller stuff, I feel like they're going to change at least those couple scenes here. So, I guess that's all that I have to say. Let's get into the video. Please remain silent. Test in progress. Kitahara bottom right! Kitahara bottom right! So is he already doing the national license exam? Because I thought it would take a lot longer. Not just the studying part. I thought that it wouldn't be open for a good while. You know what I mean? You can't just take qualifications willy-nilly. They have to host the qualifications first. You got this, Kitahara Jones. Well, he didn't finish his test. Unless that last movement of the pencil was indicative of... Oh, actually, it looked like Bobo went to the bottom. Okay. Good work, Kitahara. Okay, yeah, so it's starting the same, but that doesn't surprise me at all. I know in Core 1 of Singray, you know, it was mostly like the end stuff that changed. And like the flash of Simbali Rudolph in her like G1 attire and stuff like that. Also, it took me way too long to notice in this when she changes from like the Kasamatsu gear to the Tracin Academy gear. And I know they're all Tracin because it's just training center, but I assume when I say Tracin, people understand I mean, you know, the Tokyo one. No, it's still the foreign Uma in this? So do I go back on my they wouldn't cheapen out comment? Or do I assume that the foreign Uma are not done here? Because I guess to be fair, like in Core 1, they would have like, you know, at the very end, if you watch all the way through, it's like next time is or whatever, you know, but it has like end of Kasamatsu arc and stuff. I don't remember seeing that on this last one. It could have, and I just forgot, but was there anything new in that OP? I didn't notice. A zone yet unknown. Okay, here we go. What's wrong? Oh no. Ogre. Oh no. Our girl. Oh no, she's NPCing. Profoundly cringe? I wasn't expecting more from her. Black Ace, right? Oh, Black Ale, Black Ale. No, I remembered. I totally remembered. Actually, it took me about as long as Giona. She's still having to watch her language after that bet. Poor Oguri. Dicta, you're so cool. I was giving far more credit to her trainer, honestly. Until I saw like the shift in her own behavior, right? Belle, no, you can't blame yourself for that. Come on, girl. Oh, they're still at it. Okay. Wow, we get to see them like made more human. Uma. I was gonna say, of course they do, yeah. Such good friends. Oh, using a Kinect, I see. Hmm. Yeah. Uh-oh. Right. Nakayama, 2,500 meters. Hmm. No, Oguri. Focus, girl. Okay, but they're including her. Lightning versus Bullet versus Beast. Yes, you were mentioned. Super Creek is in it. Okay, okay. Well, likely. Yeah. Through URA invitation? Is that different from like the fans voting her in? And we know that she is good at long. Poor Dicta Striker's at a disadvantage. Musakada. No. Have confidence. She building up her stamina. Yeah, buy the URA. Okay. Aw. She's cute. Are we getting Muteki in this too, or what? Okay. I mean, that's fair. It is 500 meters shorter, though. Okay, so they are focusing on a 2,500 meter. Also, I thought I heard him say Hanshin. Is it on the Hanshin race course? Or he could have just said something completely different that sounded similar. Honestly, just that animation is so cool to me. Feeling of omnipotence, goodness. Hmm. Yeah, right? This isn't an anime or manga. So self-aware. Okay, yeah, there you go. Belno, you're so cute. Thank you for being such an awesome team player. We love Belno here. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Gotcha. So is that the same race course then as the Yayoi show and Satsuki show? Because I know it also had that hill in the 200 meters. Nakayama schooling? What have you got lined up? Just come back for him, girl. Kitahara! Yay! Nice. That's a good wallpaper. That's also a good wallpaper. Oh. You could split them in the middle and have half and half and their faces meet. Still has her eyes though. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. It's bright. Okay, so they're the race course proper. Okay. Yay! Also, what a cute face, Kita. We're just bumming around. That's right, he has. Nobody's so happy to see him. And you can tell he's happy to see her too. Ogre, no. What are... That's cute. Oh, it's big. Mm. Mm. Okay, so they included Tony Bianca there. Everyone else had been someone who's been said to have entered the zone, so I guess Tony Bianca did. Now we know. I'm taking that as proof. These four? What four? Is it our Kasamatsu gang? Is it all of that? Yay, it is! We got March, Norn, Minnie, Rudy. Yay! Aww. You hug her back. I love them. They're so cute. That was good for Kitahara to do this. What a way to raise her spirits, you know? Or lift, I guess. Wait, so you chose them then? Wasn't Kitahara's doing? I think it'd be cool to see an Uma trainer. Yay. That's so sweet. I like that whole scene. She's so happy. Oh. Oh, be nice. See, Ogre, you just gotta pick yourself back up. He is. He is a good trainer. I don't know that you will, but it'll be cool to see them run again. I hope we actually get to. Yeah! Yeah! The callback! Okay, okay. Don't get to see the full race, that's fine. We know Oguri's gonna win. Is this a surprise? Ah, end of the episode. Dang it. Now I want to see if anything's different about the ending. But if I start talking about this episode, I will inevitably stop paying attention without realizing it because I am bad at splitting my focus. Which is why I inevitably do miss like lines of dialogue when I make comments. But I figure, you know, comments have to be made to an extent, especially when it's a timer reaction, because otherwise it's just me sitting here in silence. Okay, I'll try to talk a little bit though about it while trying to pay attention. This was a really nice episode. It was obviously a much more chill episode. But I think that, you know, that makes perfect sense after the wild one we got last time. I think it's good that they had this instead of just like going straight into the Arima Kinen, because there's more stuff that we need to develop. It was fantastic seeing the Kasamatsu crew again. They love each other, you know. So it's so nice to see the reunions. And like Kitahara coming back, and like it was cool to see him take the exam. It's, you know, a shame he didn't pass, but he hasn't lost his spirit. You know, he's gonna keep trying. I'll wait to see real quick if there's a post credits thing, like a teaser for next episode. The answer. Okay, no post credits thing. Yeah, so Kitahara, he hasn't given up, and you know, through that, of course, you know, Oguri got to see that she shouldn't give up either, which of course is just, that's nice. Another random little thing that I thought was cool was seeing Belno in her class again and seeing those three Uma, because actually during that scene at the beginning I was going to remark that like, wow, you know, people seem to really have calmed down over time, but then they went right back to doing the whole like in your face, the three of them cycling through, right? That we got to see when Belno was first going to enter the classroom, you know, clear back whenever episode 7, right? I think that was it. So it was just cool to see those three again, and like again humanized a little bit more. just more with them, you know, chatting with Belno, helping her out with the technical aspects, you know, getting those books that she wanted. Just a neat little touch to see them again. They weren't completely throwaway characters, you know. Yeah, now we know that like Super Creek is gonna be entering the Arima Kinen like almost shortly, right? We know Yaina Mateki is not, but she's not like written out of the show. She's just training because she feels she's been lacking something, so that makes perfect sense. And then we also got more of an explanation from Musaka about like what the zone is and how to reach it, etc. And he said, you know, that there are like as many ways to reach it as there are stars in the sky, kind of thing, or something like that, right? So that's an interesting note, is that there may be like commonalities, but like who bloody knows? Like, there's not one way to do it. Which, you know, the only two ways that we had seen prior to this, or like prior to like last episode, or, you know, 2 episodes, right, was that desperation, that exhaustion, and then pushing through it from Simile Rudolph's flashback to Tamamo Cross. And then with Obey Your Master, There was that desperation there. I didn't think there was as much exhaustion, right? And so that was kind of what was initially making me nervous in episode 17. You know, I talked about that if you watched that reaction. But then with episode 18, they did a fantastic job with, you know, delving more into Obey Your Master's past. And I thought, you know, it was like, yeah, she earned it then. Also cool to get confirmation that Tony Bianca did indeed enter the zone. So that means that we do not expect a title card every single time. And I imagine that it's going to be a lot, with that in mind, it's going to be a lot more open to interpretation whether or not an Uma has entered the zone. And I think that there's room for discussion as far as like characters from Pretty Derby as well, but since they're like separate series, technically, right? You know, Umamusume Pretty Derby, Umamusume Cinderella Grey, they're separate. It's, I don't know, it's not risky by any means. But I think it would be harder to definitively say whether someone in like Pretty Derby entered it or not. But anyway, sorry, got distracted by that thought. But it's going to be kind of equally as difficult in this. Not equally. I think it'll be easier just because this season, or Cinderella Grey as a whole, is centered a lot more on that idea of entering the zone. It wasn't even a thing back in Pretty Derby, you know? But yeah, we have so far that has been shown Mr. CB, Maruzensky, Simbly Rudolph, Tamamo Cross, Obey Your Master, and Tony Bianca. So we got 6 characters who have canonically entered the zone. And Musaka also, I think, said the whole thing that Simbly Rudolph had said, where it's like, surely Umamusume, who defined their era, will enter it at some point, right? And like Oguri has certainly defined her era, right? So like, I think she's going to enter it at some point. When, I don't know. I imagine it will be later. It could be at the Arima Kinen. I mean, they are building in such a way that I could see it happening, but I'm also at this point expecting the Arima Kinen to begin, if not take, you know, the whole race happen next episode. So I am not sure. Good to see Dicta Striker training for it. You know, we didn't get like no dialogue from her, but we got a lot of those like cool still shots that just kind of linger on her. And it's like, oh, she's thinking, oh, she's prepping, she's planning, you know? And I'm sorry, I just love Dicta Striker. She's so cool. I keep saying that because I want to say that she's a bad A, but I try not to swear on this channel. But I like her appearance. I like her attitude. And I'm almost positive she's going to lose the Arima Kinen. And so I feel bad about that. But what do you do? Because it's just, she's a miler, you know? She wanted to race Oguri at the mile championship. But no, Oguri, you know, that wasn't her plan. Wasn't in the cards. Oguri was in such a slump at the beginning of this episode. I'm glad that by the end of it, with the help from, you know, Musaka, Belno, the Kasamatsu crew, including Kitahara, she seemed better. God, it was so sweet when like just all the Uma, they were like hugging her and stuff, and you know, we got that really, I don't know what to call it. It was just the stylistic frame of them, you know, just being all happy together. It was really nice to see. I liked the, you know, like the kind of commercial break. You know, da-da-da-da-da-da, and it just has that still image. I liked the Tamamo Cross and the Oguri Cap ones that they had. They were very different from what the other ones have been so far in the show. So it was a unique change. But again, like, I think they each would make a cool wallpaper, and I'm curious to see, like, if you split them both down the middle and you, like, put them together, right? So half the face is Tamamo, half the face is Oguri. Who knows if it would line up at all, but I might do that next time just to see, because they were cool images. Still interesting that the OP still has the foreign Uma. I really thought they would have changed that. Maybe they will come like the, wait, what episode? I know this is episode 19. The last one ended at 13, right? So then 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So this is the 6th episode. Well, I guess typically I would expect it to change, unless I just miscounted there. I would expect it to change after the 6th episode. So maybe we can expect a new OP, or like, you know, just slightly new OP, right? At the beginning of next episode. We'll see. I don't know that I have more to say. I'm curious about like what Tamamo talked about with her trainer, and now her trainer wants to talk to Simbly Rudolph. Komiyama, is that her name? I always worry I'm going to forget that. But you know it's serious when, like, you know, it wasn't like Komi-chan, right? So it was Komiyama-san is how like I think how Tamamo Cross addressed her there. And you know those two are close. They're so close. And I love their relationship too. So I hope that it's just Tamamo was really serious about the moment and there's not going to be any difficulties between Tamamo and her trainer because I really like the two of them together and it would be heartbreaking to see them like split up by some means. I mean, just, you know, in the same way, like it was heartbreaking back when Kitaharu and Oguri had to split up. There was a whole bit about that, you know, a lot of drama centered around their separation. Cool to see Black Ale again as well, even if just for a little bit. And the whole like, you forgot my name, didn't you? It's like, I mean, like a little bit, but like both myself and Sakura Chiyono I called her Black Ace at first because I had Norn Ace, you know, in mind, right? And that's what I realized. I was like, oh wait, no, Ace is Norn. It's Ale, Black Ale. That's all. It's just, it was funny seeing her again. That little moment of You Forgot My Name was funny. And the whole, like, yeah, she can't swear. Because she's still upholding her end of the bargain where, you know, if she had beaten Oguri in that race, Oguri would have, you know, gone back to the boonies, right? But no, Oguri kicked her butt easily. Okay, that's probably all I have to say for now. I didn't scrub through the video this time. I'm just trying to trust my memory. But I don't think a ton of big stuff happened. It was just a lot of little, you know, they were more casual. They were more like cool down from all the heat of the last couple episodes, right? And then some setting up for what's to come, which I don't mean that as a negative thing at all. But I think there is a little less to talk about in that regard. So I'm going to say that I covered everything I want to. If I remember other things, either I'll try to put it in the beginning of next episode's reaction or like in the comments somewhere. As always, feel free to discuss with me down below. If you want to talk more about, you know, the zone and stuff, we can, though I think that we did reach more answers with this episode for sure. You know, regarding like Tony Bianca, yes, confirmed. How do you enter the zone? A billion different ways, according to Musaka, right? He says he doesn't know, but I'll trust his judgment here. And then like what the zone is with that just like increased state of concentration and it's also we talked about a lot of this too, where like it's not a superpower, it's not you know, like if you enter this you're going to win, but it's just kind of, it's a representative thing, you know, and it really is Umamusume like discovering like their limits and pushing past those into like newfound potential, right? So I guess it's not discovering their limits so much as like discarding them. But yeah, okay, before I ramble anymore, we're calling it here. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good one, everybody.